everybody, it's Dave from EVRYONE, and welcome to my NHL 2016 Bracket Challenge prediction video. So I'm going to be going over, this is the Bracket Challenge. You can go online, search up the Bracket Challenge, it's free to play, and I think you can do like 3 brackets. And so I'm going to be making a bracket on camera, and this music is loud in my ears and everything. And yeah, so I'm going to be going over who I predict to win the Stanley Cup and win things. So I do know a lot about hockey. I'm the coach of the Montreal Canadiens in my MPL. I'm a Habs fan, and then, you know, luckily, just luckily, Carey got injured, and then the rest of our coaching staff just decided, let's freak out and just trade everybody. Sounds like a good idea. Just feed Chicago, because they don't need to be fed anymore. But I do live in Philly, so, well, not in Philly, like a suburb of Philadelphia almost. So I'm a Flyers fan, sort of, when I'm not being a Habs fan. And I like Detroit. Detroit's cool. So I'm going to try to keep this unbiased as possible, but I'm not going to be that biased. I mean, I remember in my last bracket challenge last year, I put Montreal winning the cup, which I knew was not going to happen. Then again, I don't think I submitted more than one bracket, so that was dumb of me. So we'll just get right into it and start it. I'll start with the West, because I don't know the West like as good as I know it. Yeah, I know like the West, but I mean, I pay attention more to the East, so I like the East. So if I do make a small minor mistake, don't freak out at me, please. Like, please. So the first matchup we have is Dallas versus Minnesota, which I'm actually personally excited for. Like, some people might think, okay, Minnesota, they squeaked into the playoffs with like 87 points. Dallas had like 105 million. Dallas is the highest goal scoring team to make the playoffs, besides maybe like the Washington Capitals. I think Dallas is like the number 1 goal scoring team. That doesn't necessarily mean everything, but Dallas is definitely looming over Minnesota a lot, but I think it's going to actually be kind of an intense rivalry. As like a lot of people know, Minnesota and Dallas, like, they're the same franchise, and, you know, they split and everything, and, you know, taking each other's spot. You know what I mean. I don't know the whole story, I'm not involved, but like, you understand what I'm saying. They used to be the same franchise. But I don't know. So you have Dallas, and I mean, Dallas obviously has the home advantage, the home ice advantage. We have Dallas with, like, they have people like, if it's not Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin feeding each other and scoring, then you have Spezza, you have, like, they have a pretty good blue line. Their blue line isn't the best, but they could have a solid blue line. I mean, it might not even be as good as, like, I don't know, like, not even good, like, it's not, maybe it might be, like, worse than Minnesota's, but, like, it's still a really good blue line. There's not, like, a blue line to be laughed at. Like, they can score from the blue line and pretty good defense. I think the only problem was, like, goaltending, but I mean, I'm not even sure who Dallas will be starting. I mean, their goaltending has been solid enough. But I mean, better than Devin Dubnyk, I'm not sure, but still, Devin Dubnyk has a lot on his shoulders with, like, the immense skill he has to face Dallas, and I'm pretty sure Zach Parise is, like, injured for the first game. But Minnesota, in my opinion, is underestimated. Yeah, they were, like, the worst team squeaking the playoffs by a long shot for a couple of years, but, I don't know, I feel like Minnesota, they're not as, people are like putting them down and saying they're not, like, you know, they're getting swept, but I don't think that's true. I have confidence in Minnesota to at least make it a good series. Like, Minnesota has pretty solid players. There's one who I'm thinking of that I'm blanking out. Down below, unless you got traded. I don't know what Minnesota's been doing. They do have a solid roster. They still have like players like Thomas Manning and stuff, and they do have skill in their team. But if it's enough to match Dallas, I don't think so. I'm gonna say Dallas is gonna take it. Also, you can look at the statistics and stuff. Goals against per game, Minnesota obviously is winning that. Actually, surprising. Minnesota lets in less goals. So I guess Minnesota's defense is better. Plus, Devin Dubnyk is, great. He's a solid goaltender. He's underestimated in my opinion. The penalty kill now goes to Dallas. Point percentage obviously goes to Dallas. Shot attempts percent. What? These statistics are 36. Oh wow! Yeah, I don't want to read all that. And yeah, obviously everybody's saying Dallas is gonna win. I don't really care about the statistics. It's all in the heart, man. But I do think Minnesota's gonna put up a fight and take it to either 5 or 6 games. You know what? We underestimated Minnesota last year with St. Louis. I think they might just take 6 games and lose. But I feel like Dallas will be controlling the entire series the entire time. Even though Minnesota has pulled some upsets, it's not like it matters because they'd be probably, well, they wouldn't. I don't think they'll be playing Chicago, but a lot of people think they'd be playing Chicago, so it's not like they'd win everywhere anyway. Like they have in the past like 3 years. Then you have, in my opinion, the most exciting matchup: St. Louis and the Chicago Blackhawks. That is lit. That is just, that's hype. The second time in like 3 years they're going to be facing each other in the first round, and huge rivalry, as everybody knows. It's just like, the matchups are insane. You have Patrick Kane, who's just great at getting points, and then you have Tarasenko, who just shatters your ankles. And you have like Elliott and Allen for the St. Louis Blues. Those goaltenders have just literally just not letting goals in. Like, didn't they go like 3 games without letting a goal in? Or like 5, and there was only like 1 or 2 goals allowed? I mean, it's been ridiculous. St. Louis has been going on a tear. Chicago's slowed down, but I mean, we all know how Chicago gets when it comes in the playoffs. You can look at the statistics, but St. Louis Blues like dominate all the statistics, but like Chicago just tends to turn it on. But I feel St. Louis, because like then you have like players like Jonathan Davis, and then you have like Steen and Shattenkirk for the Blues, and then you have the blue line Duncan Keith, which like not that many people can stand up to Duncan Keith and like show they're as good as defensemen as he is. I mean, they do have Pietrangelo, if I'm pronouncing it right. Everybody always says it differently. You do have Pietrangelo. I don't know. I feel like St. Louis has the home ice advantage, but I don't know. They haven't won in the first round for a while, and I just like. Personally, to me, I think that feels like they're gonna go harder, even harder to try to win this series. So I'm gonna say St. Louis Blues in 7 games. I'm gonna root for an upset here of St. Louis. I think St. Louis is gonna make it. Obviously, I'm gonna make the other 2 brackets because you're allowed like 3 brackets. I'm pretty sure. I'll probably make another bracket, and in that bracket, Chicago will probably win and go from that. But like if this is like if I were to go with 1 bracket, I think it would be Dallas and St. Louis facing each other. Then we go down to Anaheim and Nashville. That's like literally just like defense on defense, eating defense, because defense tastes like defense. I mean, Nashville is, in my opinion, one of the better defensive teams I know, like, maybe the statistics don't show it, but, I mean, you have Pecorine, who everybody has been down on. Like, people are saying, like, Pecorine is not even good anymore. And I saw, like, a goalie power ranking, Pecorine was, like, 11th. He was, like, behind, like, Steve Mason. And as a Flyers fan, no. Literally no. No. I don't know. I know Anaheim definitely has the edge in their goal scoring and everything. Like, Corey Perry, Ryan Getzlaf, and Ryan Kessler. You can't stop it. You can't stop the goal chain. But I mean, Pecorine versus, like, Gibson and whoever else would be in the net. I don't know. And Anderson probably be starting. I'm stupid. I don't know. They can't stand up to Pekka. You have Shea Weber, a beast for the Preds. I feel like Nashville, besides, like, Peter Forsberg and, like, Roman Josi and, you know, like, kind of like the first line, they don't have that much depth. Anaheim has a lot of depth. I mean, I know they've been their depth has decreased, but they still are pretty good. And they do have solid rookies. Nashville also has rookies that can put up points, but I feel like Anaheim's, I don't know, I feel like they have better rookies. I remember a Nashville Predator who had, like, 20 goals in, like, 1 week. He got, like, 3 hat-tricks or something in, like, a really short amount of time. I don't remember if he got the overtime winner versus Washington. I'm pretty sure it was Forsberg. I feel like if Nashville's offense was just a wee bit better, they would definitely have won this matchup. But Anaheim's speed and offense, I don't think Nashville can get past that. To be brutally honest with you, I'm gonna say Anaheim. I'm gonna say 5. I feel like the Preds, if they could bring it, I'm pretty sure the Preds brought it to 6 games versus Chicago. If they can do that versus Chicago, I'm gonna say they can take it. They can bring it to 6 games versus Anaheim. They may have very well only taken it to 5 games to Chicago, but I'm gonna say 6 games in favor of Anaheim. And then here's a matchup I'm looking forward to: Los Angeles Kings versus San Jose Sharks. Literally rivals, like, probably one of the biggest rivalries in here besides St. Louis and Chicago. I think the only other rivalry that would make it if Los Angeles played Anaheim, and if Los Angeles ended up playing Chicago. I think that would be really bigger rivalries. Besides maybe Minnesota and Chicago, but I don't know. I feel like San Jose Sharks and Los Angeles Kings San Jose, personally, I feel like they have unfinished business. They just aren't. They definitely have something else they want to prove to Los Angeles Kings, and, you know, yeah, you guys swept us. Well, not swept us. Came back to us. Came back versus us, basically, like, sweeping them. As you know, in 2014, last time they played, and then the next year, they both missed the playoffs, but in 2014, San Jose came out with a 3-0 lead. I think, like, one game they won, like, 6-1 or something, or, like, 8-2 or something. And then the Los Angeles Kings stormed back and won their next 4 games, clinching, or, like, making it to the next round, which was pretty, like, hype. I wasn't really paying attention at that point, like, in the playoffs, but that's just, that's crazy. So I think that's only, like, the 4th time that's ever happened. Yeah, the Flyers did it to the Bruins. But yeah, like, Los Angeles, I feel like they're better than San Jose, but I feel San Jose definitely has something they want to prove. You have, like, Drew Doughty versus Brent Burns, like, what am I saying right now? I'm dumb. Anze Kopitar, like, Jeff Carter versus, like, Patrick Marleau and Joe Thornton, and Logan, and then you have Logan Couture, who's, like, just kind of there. Like, some other, like, Kings, like, Vinny Lecavalier and, like, Shen, and then they have the Pickle. They have the Vlasic Pickles, dude. They have them. They're, like, so evenly matched up, but then, you know, Los Angeles in the playoffs, they can turn it up. I'm gonna say Los Angeles Kings in 7 games. Los Angeles Kings will take it. Even though I would love the Sharks to win that series, because just the Sharks, I don't know, I like the underdog story. Like, I want Minnesota to win, obviously, you can tell I want St. Louis to win. I don't want Nashville to win, I don't like Nashville for some reason. But not, like, I don't have anything against them, I just don't like them. I don't like their color scheme, I don't like it. It's not attractive to the eyes. And, I want San Jose to beat Los Angeles. I don't know, I just want, like, a new look in the finals. Or, like, not the finals, but, like these rounds. They're always, like, very similar. And then you have, I'm gonna keep that to last. You have, like, I'll say, the Florida Panthers versus the New York Islanders. In my opinion, it's probably going to be one of the most boring playoffs, besides, like, Anaheim and Nashville. In my opinion, it would be the most boring. I mean, I guess Dallas and Minnesota won't be as exciting as maybe Florida and New York Islanders, but this one, I don't know what to say. Because you have, like, John Tavares, who's a beast. You have Kyle Okposo. You have, like, Johnny Boychuk and Domisicki, and I think the only reason why the New York Islanders can't take it is because Jaro Halak is injured. If Jaro Halak was still in, I think he might be... I mean, he's definitely not better than Roberto Luongo. At least not right now. Maybe if Roberto Luongo and Jaro Halak were both in their prime, that would be a heck of a series. But I think without Yaroslav Halak, who's a former Montreal Canadiens goalie, I think without him they can't beat Florida. Florida has, like, they have great players like Aaron Ekblad, Huberto, obviously Roberto Luongo at the line, the goalie. I don't know, I think Florida's defense is the only thing that I can like. They have a good defense, but, like, they don't have, like, a defense. And then, of course, they have Jaromir Jagr. Just gotta be there. I'll say Florida Panthers is 7. I mean, if New York Islanders can push it to 7 versus the Capitals, they can push it to 7 versus Florida, even without Jaro Halak. I don't know, I might be making some outrageous predictions just because that's how I like to do. Like, in my hat-trick challenge, I'd love to just, like, make outrageous predictions. So, next we have the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Detroit Red Wings, which I'm so hyped for that. I like their games, the whole rivalry and the whole Nicholas Cromwell suspension thing. Like, I didn't like Nicholas Cromwell getting suspended. I don't think he'll suspendable. Not in the playoffs, but I don't know. I'm hyped for it just because I know there's a rivalry there, an unsaid rivalry. I know they're just... Both teams are probably eager to play. Except for, Tampa Bay, I don't think they have Stamkos anymore. They got injured. So did, like, Druin or something. Who was like one of, like, the weird, like, one of the players coming from, like, Switzerland or something. Was it, like, Nesterov or somebody who got hurt? Versus, like, the Canadians, I think. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was versus the Habs. Somebody else got hurt. But most importantly for them, Ben Bishop was there. And, yeah, Big Ben. He's there in this. He's just a giant. But he's gonna have to face, again, Pavel Datsyuk, which is terrifying. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. You have Zetterberg for Detroit, Zetterberg, and Tatar, Nyquist, Darren Helm. You have really fast skaters, really skilled players. suffering. Yeah, they still have Kovila and Julian and Kucherov. I'm pretty sure is still there. Julian's still pretty healthy, I think. Of course, I don't think their defense has been affected with Boyle and also they have like they also have Boyle and one of them there's still Carey. Yeah, Boyle and Carey. I'm pretty sure they're still both healthy, so I don't know. I feel Detroit in 7. I mean, I want to say Tampa Bay Lightning because I think if one of the injured players in the Semifinals comes back, it's pretty much said and done that Tampa Bay would win. I don't know. I feel like the Magic Man, he's gonna put on a show in his last playoffs versus any other last playoffs before he goes to Russia. I think he'll play better than the last 2 years, which is, I know it sounds incredible, but this is really 20 minutes. Not bad. The next I will do the Pittsburgh Penguins and the New York Rangers. Penguins and Rangers, that's crazy. That's like the 3rd time they've played in the last 2 years. I think Pittsburgh's lost both times. Of course you have, Sidney Crybaby, who's great. Sidney Crosby, who's great. Oli Madam, Chris Letang. You have a great line. You have, of course, when Malkin comes back, I'm not sure where they're gonna put him. That'd be cool. Crosby and Malkin play together, that'd be hype. But I feel Carl Hagelin, Phil Kessel, and was it like Nick Bonino? I think it was Nick Bonino. He's playing really good. Hornfist has been playing really good, and just they've been on a tear. The only problem with the Pittsburgh Penguins and why I can't see them winning this series is Marc-Andre Fleury and Murray's injured, or however it's pronounced, Murray or whatever. They have to put Zach off in net. So if Marc-Andre Fleury can come back in time, then I think the Penguins definitely win. I know Lundqvist is better than Fleury, but Fleury is great. I know in the playoffs people say he kind of turns off a little bit. Oops, he kind of he dials down. He's not as good anymore when it comes to the playoffs. But I feel like he's still a great goalie. Definitely not as good as Henry, but also New York also has. To justify this, New York has Rick Nash, Derek Stepan. If New York can beat Washington, Pittsburgh beat them the last 2 years. I know now they have Phil Kessel and Carl Hagelin, which New York Rangers have Carl Hagelin for it, and ironically scored the overtime game winner in Game 5 or something to beat Pittsburgh. There's another player. Oh yeah, McDonough and somebody else is injured, which hurts the blue line a lot. That definitely hurts the blue shirts blue line. So I just think with 2 injuries, it's just hard to say. Like Penguins, you look at them, yeah, they definitely have the edge and everything, but I don't know. I just can't see either team winning. I know that makes no sense, but I don't know. I was gonna say the New York Rangers just because it's not like Pittsburgh has a goalie, but if Marc-Andre Fleury comes back, or even like if Murray comes back, it's gonna be a whole different game. And the New York Rangers, I don't think stand a chance at that point. But that's difficult for me to say. I'm gonna say, did I say the number? I did. Okay, just making sure. I'm gonna actually say. It's tough for me. I'm going to say the New York Rangers in again 7 games. I think they're going to have to take in 7. And it'll be a win. That'll be a win in Pittsburgh, but I don't know. The New York Rangers is another team that just steps it up during the playoffs. They're a different team in the playoffs. And then finally, the matchup that makes me cry myself to sleep Washington versus Philadelphia. Philadelphia had the miracle run to come back in the playoffs, or come back in the season, make the playoffs. Just an insane run, you know, led by like Gus Despair and Giroux in overtime, because it's literally a W. Wayne Simmons and Voracek just being a beast. Voracek is a beast. He's an underrated beast in my opinion. I feel Philadelphia's been making not the smartest of trades, but was it Brayden Shen or Luke Shen that they traded? I'm pretty sure the Kings are Luke Shen. Also, the Kings are Luke Shen. Not really because he's to be a jerk. But what? It's just you can versus Alex Ovechkin. Alex Ovechkin getting fed by Nicholas Backstrom. Steve Mason get his ankles broken by TJ Oshie, Brouwer. Just so many skilled players that just hold me being better than Mason, in my opinion. Even though I love Mason, I love how his glove is in the other hand, because that's the way I would play. It pains me to say Washington in 6. Philadelphia will win 2. I'm guaranteed Philadelphia will win 2. I didn't mean to go Washington. Then you have the Washington Capitals versus. Can I stop clicking stuff? I need to stop clicking stuff. Okay, can I undo it? Can I undo it? No, you can't. Okay. There we go. And then, okay, I'll go back to the West. Then now we have the Dallas Stars versus St. Louis Blues matchup on Sean. That's difficult to say. I think it's. I'm gonna say the St. Louis Blues take that game. I think they'll take that. I think St. Louis will be able to upset Dallas. That'd be 2 upsets in a row. Even though that'd be 2 upsets. I think St. Louis this year will just be able to do business. I think either Jake Allen, I think the only problem is they don't know who Jake Allen, or there's going to be Jake Allen or Ryan Elliott. They're both better than each other. They're both really good, so it doesn't matter. But I think it might be a good thing, because you know what? If Ryan Elliott goes down, they have Jake Allen in the back, so they need to lose. Jake Allen goes down, they got Ryan Elliott. Jake Allen has a bad day, they have Ryan Elliott. Ryan Elliott has a bad game, they have everything. I feel like that's just something in the goaltending situation versus Dallas. It's better. Then Los Angeles and Anaheim. Wow, that's gonna be that is gonna be a playoff matchup. I'm gonna say the Anaheim Ducks this year, because yeah, they're facing a better goalie in Jonathan Quick, but it's a huge, it's just so much skill that you can't even say. It's like other years it's been more like easier to predict. There hasn't been as much skill, but I feel like in these playoffs, there's so much skill in only teams that like are like a guaranteed, like Nashville and Minnesota, they're like guaranteed kind of like. You guys had fun. I think you guys had fun, but it ends. Oh yeah, but it what? Why did we have like a I know that's not the same word, but then I'm gonna have to say Anaheim, but I feel like that playoff series is gonna say that'll be intense. Anaheim had the home ice advantage. I feel like it'd be Anaheim to make it there. And then up here we have Florida Panthers and Detroit Lions. And that's a series I see Detroit taking. To be honest, I see Detroit taking this series. I know Florida has had a great they want this year, but I feel like they don't have a team yet. Detroit does. They don't have a team as good as Detroit, but I think Detroit could win. I know I'm making some gutsy calls here, but I feel like Detroit will take it. And then this is one heck of a playoff matchup. Now, if Andre Fleury was healthy, and I don't think the Rangers would beat the healthy, I don't think there would be a healthy Washington team. And they'd probably still be healthy because you have the Flyers. They're pretty cool guys, but I'm pretty sure the Capitals will have an easy time versus us. I'm not gonna lie. If we got swept, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'd be surprised after we take a game out of the I feel just the Washington Capitals, it would be a lot. They'd be doing a lot better. They wouldn't be as fatigued. They would be a lot more alleviated, just a lot healthier, a lot faster, a lot stronger. I feel like they would. I think I'd have to say that the Washington Capitals would just be in better shape. I mean, yeah, you have Rick and Nash versus like Alex Ovechkin, which isn't even a question. Ovechkin is the gone, and you know what? If McDonough's not even healthy by then, I highly doubt it. I think McDonough's coming back in the Penguins series, but I can't see Washington. I can't see Washington losing that series. I think they've lost that series to the Rangers too many times. Alex Ovechkin's not having it. I think hopefully this year's getting better than Lundqvist. Yeah, Lundqvist can play better. He's not, high. He's not like in his net, but I don't know. I never thought he was really that bad at that. He actually stood that much in his net. I don't think so. But I just feel Washington over the years. This is just it's their time right now to be done here in the Rangers. And then I think next season is ready to play the New York Rangers again. I think that'll be their season, but I feel Washington they would definitely go in their favor. And then you have conference finals with the St. Louis Ducks. The St. Louis Blues versus the Anaheim Ducks. I just threw my razor at the walls now. Yeah, St. Louis and Anaheim. I think in that series, I have to say Anaheim will take it. It's gonna be close. I think it will suck, personally, but I think the Ducks with I think their offense is a lot more booming. Maybe next year terracing. Maybe next year a couple of other players like maybe Stastny and others, the younger players maybe. Some rookies they would start producing. There's that one really good rookie like they had. I think it was Stastny. And just some other rookies start blooming a little bit. Give some support on the end because you have a good fourth line. Think about it. You got a fourth line that can match up against a third line or a second line. That's nice. Oh, I'm surprised. I feel like the St. Louis Blues in next season, or maybe even the season after that, would have that. Plus, they would still have players that are still in their prime. Maybe some will drop out of their prime, but still in their primes players, and they will be able to wrap up. Definitely make a clean way to the finals just with balls. And then Washington versus Detroit, I don't think there's a question. Washington went massacre Detroit. I haven't even 5 games. Which stinks. I want the hockey town to make it. I wish Pablo Gaza had an easy time. Just to lift up the cup one more time before he goes to Russia. But I feel his fellow Russian and Alex Ovechkin just take that over him. And then, for the first time in a century, the Capitals are back to the Stanley Cup Finals. I think I'm pretty sure the last time they made it was 1996 versus the Islanders, and they got swept. I mean, not the Islanders, the Red Wings, and they got swept, which is kind of ironic because they're kind of ironic because they're beating Detroit. And then you have, I mean, Washington and Detroit's a pretty good rivalry, not gonna lie. And then you have Anaheim versus Washington. That's who I think is gonna make the finals. If the Montreal Canadiens were actually in the playoffs, I would predict Anaheim and Montreal to make it. But that's just my prediction. I feel like that's the final, but that's my prediction. So at the end of like a crazy conference horse thing, a whole bunch of different, just crazy matchups. Chicago Blackhawks, they're not a weak team to get eliminated in the first round, but that's how I think it's gonna happen. And then you have the Anaheim Ducks versus the Washington Capitals, which, I mean, statistics show Anaheim, but I mean, Washington has 10 more wins than them. I just want to remind everybody that the number one seed for them, like, I mean, and they still have 6 wins over the number one team in the West. They have 6 more wins, 10 more than what I think is the best team over here in the Western Conference. The Washington Capitals, they have Alex Ovechkin. Yeah, it's gonna be tough playing against, Carey, but I feel like Anderson cannot stand up to Holtby. Maybe he'll have a chance versus Carey, Ryan Kessler, the rest of the Ducks that just will be leading the way in scoring and just going on incredible tears during the season. But the Capitals, there's no way I can see the Capitals losing. I feel like it will go to 6 games, maybe even 5. I'd say no. I think it would go to 6. I think Anaheim will push it to 6. I don't think it'll go to 5. But I feel it'll be time for Alex Ovechkin to hold up the cup. I think. Here, let me count this. If I think game 1, I think like Washington will win like 4-2. That's right. So like 4-6. Maybe like game 10 and by game 2. I think 10 goals being scored in between both teams by game 2. That's high scoring, but that's not like crazy. That means like each team averages like 3. Maybe like 12, 13. Maybe like game 4, maybe like 15, 16 goals even. I think like game 6, I think Washington will win. I think 17 goals will be scored, maybe, no, 18 divided by 5, is like each team, 18 divided by 5, is divided by 2, so this is 18 divided by 2, wait, why did I say 18 divided by 5, oh yeah, it's 5 games, so you'd have like maybe like 3.7, maybe, 3.7, I don't know. Maybe 3.2 actually. I don't know. Yeah, 3.2 sounds about right. 3.2 games divided by 2. I feel 18 is actually not even that high. I feel 18 would be a nice number. I feel 2 really good goal scorers. I think 23. 23 divided by 5. Yeah, that sounds about right. 23 goals during the season. Or during, you know what? I have a hunch saying 23. That's what I'm saying. I feel good goal scoring teams, they can get 23 in 6 games divided by the 2 of them. And I say the Washington Capitals will win the Stanley Cup. They'll go all the way this year. And maybe next year it'll be Pittsburgh's time. Maybe next year Carey Price won't get injured. Maybe, just maybe, we won't trade Jarrett to Nordy for John Scott. Maybe. Thank you all so much for watching. I know this has been long, but you know what? I hope you all had fun, here. I'll probably make another bracket soon. And, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I love all of you. Subscribe for more.